Hey guys, it's Stuart from Mechanical Fisher, and today I'm going to show you our trick of how to what we call add or subtract wraps from the reel. What this allows you to do is to fish in deeper water without having to add line to your reel. So today I've got a wire trigger model GC01 or GB12, and what I'm going to show you here, if you look very closely, and I'll try to get this close to the camera, you're going to see how the spring is evenly spaced across all these holes right here. So you'll see how all those are even. There's not any bunched up spring at the top or the bottom. So this is how it should come direct from the factory, from our shop. And on the reel itself, there's the line right there. So the spring will hold about 10 feet of line, plus or minus, and there's usually some more line at the end of it. So if I pull this out all the way, I'm going to show you. So here's all the line that's on the reel right here, and this is how much is still left on the reel. So I'm at the end of the spring and we still have that much line left. So it'll say be about 10, 15 feet. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this all back in to the reel just like it was. So now we're starting over from scratch. And what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you first how to add or to subtract a wrap and make your line longer. So you'll notice that the swivel comes in and it actually touches the trigger right here. So if we want to make this fish deeper, what we do is we're going to pull out a little bit of this line like so, and I'm going to pinch this with my finger so I'm keeping this from spinning. So it's tight and I'm not letting it spin. If I let go of this, it's going to draw it back up. So I'm going to pull this back out like so, and I'm going to hold this right here. I'm going to pinch this, and I'm going to show you with the camera. So now I'm going to take this and push this line through the eyelet of the trigger, and then I'm going to grab it on the back side so you can see what I'm doing right there. And now if I take this and pull this around like so, I can pull off the wraps, and notice they'll fall off pretty easy, and as long as I keep that reel pinched, it'll come off really easily. So now you can see how much line I've already added, and I want to make sure that the line is not bound and it goes right back through the eyelet on the reel. As soon as I let go, it's going to retract up what the spring had on tension. Now if you notice the spring, if you look very closely, you'll see that the spring is bunched up right here. So the spring is in a relaxed state. So we will get now the same amount of pull, which is 10 feet, but I'm actually going to have this much. If I back up, you'll see that's how much I added, which was a couple of revolutions around the reel. So what this allows you to do is now if we are fishing in water that is this deep, I have the reel this high above the water and I want to fish all the way at the bottom, and let's say the bottom is exactly 10 feet. When I pull this out, I'm going to pull out 10 feet of line like so, and when I hit the end of the spring like that, now you can see I still have line left, but I don't have quite as much. I've subtracted that, but I still have 10 feet of pull. So when this retracts all the way back in, I'm starting with that much right there left over. Now to get this back on, we're going to reverse the process. This is what we call adding wraps. So I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to hold this tight, and I'm going to put my finger right here on the edge to keep that line from getting tangled. And I push that up just a little bit until I've got it nice and snug right here. So if you look, I'm holding the line. It's going through the eyelet. I'm holding in my fingers and in the back. And now I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to hold just the back of the reel and not the front. I'm going to allow that front to spin. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to wrap it around the reel like this. So you'll notice I'm just spinning the reel and I'm taking this line and I'm just wrapping it around. And you'll think that you're not adding anything, and what you're really doing is you're compressing the spring. So we're tightening the spring up. You notice on the inside, see how the spring is nice and tight in there? And now when I do this, I'll pull this back, and then I just let go, like so, and I'm going to let that pull it back in. Now, you may say to yourself, did I do this right? And on this one, I didn't. I over-tensioned the spring, and I'll show you. Again, this is what a spring looks like right here that's direct from the factory. That's set correctly, and the one over here is set too tight. Now, there's an advantage to this. You can fish with a tighter spring pull, so when the fish hits the trigger, it'll retract faster, it'll retract harder. The downside to this is that you lose the length of your spring, so you can't fish in as deep a water or pull the line out. So from this point on this one, I can get 10 feet because I've got the spring set at its neutral state. On this one, I don't know, but let's say it's 7 feet. So I've lost some depending on how many extra wraps I have around this. So you lose about 4 inches around that every time you wrap it. So what we're going to do to fix this is we're going to do the thing that we did in the very beginning of the video. We're going to take wraps off. So I'm going to hold this here, and I'm just going to peel this off like so. And now I've got some extra line come off, and then I'm going to take my line, pull it out, and then I'm going to let this retract up like so. And then you can repeat the process until you have your spring evenly spaced, just like I have there. And now your reel is ready to go fishing again. So for more information on our reels, check us out at Mechanical Fisher on Facebook or yoyoreels.com.